Sure.
Okay.
Well, I think based on, look, having taken your questionnaire seriously, and I think I can say fairly, almost all the issues that are the WFP issues are actually the issues that I've been working on every day. And the reason that I think there's enormous potential moving forward in New York State, at least from the House I sit in, the New York State Senate, is the fact that I believe that the Democrats will be in the majority in January 2009. And my commitment when I first got drafted to run, because I was the accidental politician, was to help the Democrats take over the state Senate, because frankly, after 20 years of doing poor people's advocacy in New York City, I knew that we would never move an agenda that I cared about if the Republicans continue to control the Senate. So my reason for changing careers was, in fact, to help the Democrats take the majority. And once I got in myself, I ended up, perhaps a little sooner than I thought, ended up chairing the campaign committee for the Senate Democrats to get that goal accomplished. And again, I've been in for 6 years. We have taken 6 seats in those 6 years. We have 1 to go to tie, 2 to win. I would argue we really want to have 4 or 5, and we need your help to do that, because, to be quite blunt, it's not enough for us to be a Democratic majority in the state Senate. We both have to be able to show we can hold it, and we need a progressive conference. And not everyone, in fact, in my conference is progressive. And one would even argue that for various parts of the state, they're not going to be. So that, because that's not going to sell at home, to be quite blunt. So that we're going to need to have a bigger than a 2 or 3 seat majority in order to continue to move a progressive agenda for the people of New York State without actually worrying that you do one thing and next year you lose your 1 seat and it goes back to the Republicans. That was the mistake of the Democrats, although I think it was more just an accidental screw up. In 64, when the Democrats held the Senate by a 1-vote margin for just 15 months between a special election and a general, spent, as I can tell from history, no one's still around from then, they spent the whole time fighting with each other. They couldn't decide a leader. They never had an agenda because they were busy fighting over who was going to take over now that the Democrats had won. And then by the time they finished the fight, they lost the election, and it didn't matter. So it's really important for me, having spent so many years with my commitment to changing state government through changing the state Senate, that we take over and then we do it right, and in fact can move forward with a long-term progressive agenda. So that's more than 30 seconds. That is why I am asking you to continue, not just to support me, but to support the Democrats' effort to take over the state Senate and change state government.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today.